Hi, I'm Daniel Hosford, and this is a glimpse behind the scenes of what went into Light-Unshackled. I just want to start off by saying none of what we did would have been possible if we hadn't had God's help every step of the way. From the script writing all the way through the trip over in Europe, filming, getting permissions to places that we didn't think we would be able to. It was just incredible to see God's hand working every single time. From start to finish, this film has taken about 2 years to complete. It started off as a grand idea, and it progressed to purchasing tickets and going on a scouting trip to learn the stories and get a lay of the land, understand what it was like to be over in Europe. When we came back, we really worked hard on the script for a long time, getting it to where it needed to be, and then we headed over to Europe. We started off in the city of Istanbul. I think it's my favorite city that I've ever been to. The people are amazing, the landscape is very photogenic, the ice cream is awesome. They played some tricks with us when we were trying to get some ice cream there. Our next stop was in Rome, the ancient city where so much history took place. We were filming the stories of the early Christians who gave their lives for their faith here in this city. And being in the places where so many people suffered and died for their faith was really inspiring to me today as a young person, seeing what happened behind the stories, behind the scenes, being at the very places where these people gave their lives for what they believed. After we were in Rome, we headed to Germany to film about Martin Luther's life. He's the one that is sort of credited with starting the Reformation, although it really started a lot before Martin Luther. But Martin Luther nailing the 95 Theses to the church door was really when the Reformation took off and exploded across Europe. We went to the town that he was born in, which is also the town where he died. We were able to spend a weekend at the Wartburg castle, which is where Martin Luther was taken to remain safe. It was a really beautiful spot. I had some really early mornings getting up before sunrise to get some early morning shots of the castle. What we were really interested in getting was the room where Martin Luther translated the Bible from Latin into German. But the castle is very strict about photography in there, and they wouldn't let us take our cameras even on the tour to go see the room. And so God really worked it out. We got special permission to be able to go in there and film after the castle had already closed, and we got some really beautiful footage in there. And speaking of miracles, let's talk about the weather. We were over there for 30 days, and we never had a day where we couldn't shoot because the weather was bad. It was absolutely phenomenal to see how God would clear the clouds just when we were ready to record a piece. And the only time that we had a big thunderstorm and lots of rain was when we were trying to tell the story of Martin Luther caught in the thunderstorm. When we were in the Waldensian valleys, we had some incredibly small and narrow, windy roads up in the mountains that we were trying to go up and down in a 9-passenger van. And there were some times when it was just really, really tight. As we traveled around, it was really a whole lot of fun to hang out with the team, and one of the places that really impacted me was the story of Dirk Willems. And if you want the full story, you need to go watch the film. But Dirk's faith and steadfastness, even under the extreme injustice that he went through, really touched me as we were there in the Netherlands. Our last stop was in England, and we really saw God's hand guiding us. Our hotel had been canceled, and so instead of staying in London, where we had planned, we headed down to Plymouth, where the Pilgrims left for America. While we were in Plymouth, we learned that a terrorist attack had happened in downtown London, where we would have been trying to film, and we were very grateful for God's protection. Because we went to Plymouth, it opened the way for us to follow the story of the Pilgrims as they came to the New World of America. and we were able to talk about Roger Williams and the religious liberty that he brought to our country. And finally, the last scene of our film. We were on our last day in New England. It was our last possible chance for filming the conclusion, and we woke up and it was pouring down rain. And we prayed, we headed out to the coast where we were going to be filming, and as we parked the car, it stopped raining. We continued to set up, and the clouds started to break, and just as we started recording our first paragraph, the sun came up from behind the clouds, and we had a beautiful sunrise. God has just had his hand every step of the way. And I called to you to watch the film to learn more about the sacrifices made so that we could be where we are today. I appeal to you to read the Bible and to apply what you learn to your life. That is the mission of the Reformation, to bring people to understand the Word of God. Thank you so much for watching, and together, let's keep light unshackled.